It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Southtown Star newspaper. And if you haven't figured it out by now, folks, we are at Providence Catholic High School in New Lenox, home of the Celtics, the 2-0 Celtics, coming off an impressive win over Minooka, 56-13. They defeated Joliet Catholic in week 1. And Friday night, this will be the place to be, man. They are hosting two-time defending state champion Mount Carmel, 7:30 p.m. Caravan are 1-1. Coming off a big win over Morgan Park. Two guests on. We're going to have Coach Mark Coglianese as our first guest. Cogs is 61-36, starting his 9th season as head coach. Doing a great job, man. So we're going to talk a lot about the Celtics with Cogs. And then we're going to have on wide receiver Miles Boykin. Miles has 6 touchdowns in 2 games. He had 5 last week against Minooka. Miles is a Notre Dame commit, so 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver and basketball player, but just a tremendous talent. So we're going to have both these guys on. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. Remember, a little hungry for lunch. There's a Beggar's Pizza right down the road here on Route 30 in New Lenox. Gerard's rubbing his tummy. Lunch buffet, $7.95, can't be beat. Pizza, Italian beef, pasta, salads, all kinds of good stuff, man, for $7.95. Best deal in the Southland. All right, folks, we come back. Coach Mark Coglianese, Providence Catholic Celtics football. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a pepperoni sausage, green peppers and onions. Don't forget the extra cheese, large pizza. Oh, by the way, I also make house calls. Beggar's Pizza, we lay it on thick.
For over 60 years, Standard Bank has been a part of your neighborhood, supporting sports and other activities, working with communities as they grow and thrive, helping businesses and families to reach their financial goals. In communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, your neighborhood is our neighborhood. We can help you reach your financial goals. To learn about products like Check Free, our super secure service that saves you time and money and makes it easy to pay your bills online, visit standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, our first guest tonight, Providence football coach Mark Coglianese. Cogs, how's it going, buddy?
Hi, Pat. Things are going well.
You're
so
not
far,
kidding.
so good.
You're not kidding. They're going well, man. 2-0. And I know coaches generally, even though you're undefeated, you almost find a little something that goes wrong. But how would you assess the team's play at this point?
Well, being 2-0 was our goal.
Yep.
We kind of needed to be 2-0 before we head into this meat grinder, being the Catholic Blue and Mount Carmel Friday night.
Yep. So up to this point, 2 games in, what has pleased you most so far about this team?
Well, I'd say defensively. The guys are playing well. To shut down JCA's offense like we did was a pleasant surprise.
Yep.
We got a quick defense, not real big, but D-line, a lot of quickness, getting off the ball. Linebackers, we have a little bit of experience at linebacker, so that helps. And DBs have done a good job. So, that's the pleasant surprise. Offense, we knew they'd be, potentially very good, and they've lived up to those expectations so far.
And then some.
And then some, yes.
Yeah, the defense held JCA season opening victory to 51 yards of offense. So to hold that rushing offense to that amount of yards, that's saying something. Your defense is obviously putting it together.
Yeah, that surprised us a little bit. Pleasant surprise, obviously. But another big test on Friday.
Yeah, that's for sure. So where do you see room for improvement with this team?
Well, I think a little bit in all phases. You know, special teams, we got to get a little better. We've had an injury there with our kicker. He's a soccer player.
Yeah.
So we've had a freshman doing the kicking lately. I don't even know if anyone's knew that. But he's done a good job, made all his extra points. Got to work on field goals a little bit. Offensively, you know we're throwing the ball well. Teams are going to find ways to, you know, double cover, triple cover guys. So we're going to have to be able to run the ball.
Yep.
You know, that's a big part of it. And our running game's done well, but it's going to have to improve a little bit.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, this is your 9th year, and you guys always have had a stud running back, predominantly, you know, relied on your running offense. But this year, you know, you got 2 studs with Miles Boykin, who's going to be our guest in a little bit here. Nate Vovoda, who's going to Iowa. Miles is going to Notre Dame, and Justin Hunterford's back at quarterback. So how much did you have to compromise your philosophies as a coach and say, hey, man, I mean, we're going to have to go to our strengths here and pass the ball a little bit more this year?
Well, yeah, and that's a good problem to have. You know, we talked all off season that, you know, we've got good running backs. The offensive line we need to develop. But it sure is nice to have those that ace in the hole where if you need to, we got 2 6'4", 6'5" guys that we can, you know, throw the ball downfield or throw it up to them and, you know, kind of get us out of a jam or get us out of the hole.
You've got 2 aces.
We got 2 aces in the hole.
All right, I think the big question mark surrounding your team entering the season was on the offensive and defensive lines, but it seems like these guys have risen to the occasion, huh? Answered the call.
They have. You know, we talked already about our defense a little bit and the job they've done. And the offense, you know, again, knock on wood, they've did a good job protecting Justin. Open up some holes for our running backs. You mentioned, you know, Richie Warfield, the sophomore, is doing outstanding. Yes, he will be. Sean Deal, the senior, is doing just as well. So we have a good 1-2 punch there also.
And your quarterback, Justin Hunterford, all he did Friday in a victory over Minooka, 7 touchdowns, broke a school record. What's the biggest difference in his game from last season?
Well, having a year under his belt obviously helps. You know, he's a little more mature, not that he wasn't before. He's a little bit smarter, not that he wasn't before, but he's just, you know, sees everything very well. He's making very good decisions. You know, doesn't panic, doesn't, you know, fold under pressure. So, you know, maybe that part of it comes from, you know, being a state champion on a baseball team. You know, he's been through some pressure there, and he's just ready to take that next step with football.
Well, I played college baseball with his father, so he's definitely getting his athleticism from his mother. I could tell you that. No, I'm just kidding.
No
Honey, his father was a very good baseball player. I'm just kidding. I think he was a T-Wood guy, too, in high school, a T-Wood alum, I think. So, all right, so the big one Friday, Mount Carmel, 2-time defending state champions. What's the message you tell your guys after you start this thing 2-0? I'm sure they're feeling their oats a little bit right now.
Right. I mean, 2-0 is where we hoped we would be, but now, you know, first thing I told them today, it's Catholic League Blue.
Yep.
You know, it's Mount Carmel. We'd love to be conference champs, and to do so, you know, you're going to have to beat Mount Carmel's and Loyola's. So this is step one, and big test for us. You know, and I think we're ready. We're ready to see kind of how we stack up.
Yep. Well, you know, the Caravan offense, you know what they're going to do. They're going to run that option. They want to eat clocks, sustain drives, and, you know, especially this week, they want to keep your big boys off the field offensively. So what do you try and do defensively to kind of get them out of that rhythm and get your offense on the field as often as possible?
Right. I mean, we got to stop the big play. But, you know, last year they did exactly what you said. They ate up the clock. They drove the ball 4 yards a crack. So we can't allow that. We've got to get our offense as many opportunities or touches as we can. So that's we got to make some stops and get our ball to the offense.
Yeah. So Friday at 7:30. This is the place to be, folks. That's for sure. Friday night.
Yes.
You know, obviously I'm on Twitter, and you know, the other day I get a tweet from one of your players, and Justin Gardner is sitting in the hospital bed. All right. Big scar on his knee. But he's got a smile on his face because he has a box of Beggar's Pizza. He's showing me here.
Really?
Yeah. You know, lay it on thick. And I said, you know, not only a good kid, but, you know, he's got good taste in pizza.
Yes, he does. He sure does. Yeah, he had a rough one Friday night. He was a starting corner for us. Actually, it happened right here behind us. Went up for a ball, came down wrong, broke his tibia, had to have a rod put in, the surgery Saturday morning. So it's a shame. You know, he's probably one of the smaller kids on our team, but has the biggest heart of anybody. And laying on the ground was a shame. He just says, you know, I can't believe my season's over. He wanted so much to be part of this, worked so hard for 4 years. But we're going to do all we can to, you know, hopefully get him a conference championship, maybe a state championship.
Absolutely. He's always a member of the team, man, and there's other ways that he can contribute, even though he's sidelined.
That's
no
what
doubt.
I told him. I said he's got to find ways to help us, in other ways. He'll be a big supporter for us.
Yeah, and we're wishing you nothing but the best, Justin. Good
Yes.
luck on that rehab, man, all right? In the Frost soft levels, Cogs, how are things looking, man?
Very good. Both teams are 2-0 as we are. Freshman team got a lot of depth. We have very good numbers this year. We have about 70 kids on the team. Got some good talent. Sophomores, they had a very good freshman year.
Yep.
We lost a couple transfers and other situations, so sophomore numbers are down just a little bit, but talent is there. Obviously with Richie Warfield up on varsity, that was a little bit of hole for the sophomores to fill. But good. We're excited about the future.
Good, and it'd be scary to think what Richie can do on the sophomore level. You know what I mean? I know he's up on varsity.
Right, yeah. It
But
almost wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't be fair, man. He's the one to keep an eye out and remember that name, folks. That's for sure. All right, Cogs. Well, I appreciate you coming on board here, man. And tell your father I said hello. I love seeing him. I cover the games, man. He's always got a smile on his face, especially when you win. But he's just a great guy, man. He's a great man.
He loves watching your show and coming out to the games and seeing you. So we appreciate it.
All right, Cogs. Thanks again, man. Good
right,
luck
Pat.
this week.
Thank you.
The rest of the season, we'll be talking. We're going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. Folks, when we come back, we're going to have one of the big men, receiver Miles Boykin, will be our guest. Stay tuned.
You can only make one first impression. So make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
If you're looking for delicious barbecue in the Southland, no one does it better than Bonapit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. Stop in and try our mouth-watering ribs, tender piled-high pulled pork sandwich with homemade chips, or a perfecta combo in our year-round indoor-outdoor patio. Having a special get-together, Bonapit offers a party room for up to 100 people. Want to watch the big game? Fans can do so on one of our many flat-screen TVs and enjoy $10 domestic bucket specials every Sunday. Bonapit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. No one does barbecue better. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Our next guest tonight, Providence receiver Miles Boykin. Miles, thanks for coming on board, my man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, not too bad of a start to the season. This team's 2-0, but we've got 6 TDs in 2 games, 5 last week against Minooka. How much fun has this been, man, first 2 weeks?
Oh, it's been great, just playing with all my friends. But, that's really a credit to just Justin and our offensive coordinator just putting us in the right positions to do things right on the field.
All right, you're a well-built kid. You're 6'4", right? 6'4". What are you weighing? What are you tipping the scales? 220, man. Nice-sized kid. What have you done during your high school career that has, put you in this type of situation? Whether it be off-season conditioning, weight room, speed and agility. What have you done, man, to maximize your potential?
I would say a lot of speed and agility. Just working on my route running and getting out there and just playing football every day. That's how you get better.
Yeah. Did you watch film? Do you try and watch NFL or college and try and emulate anybody? Watch how they run routes or anything like that, or what?
I try to take a little something from a lot of people. Just going out. Even kids our age. If they have a good move that I like, I'll try to implement that in my game.
Yeah. All right. You mentioned Justin Hunneford, who's coach just told me he's 48 of 58 passing attempts, man. 10 incompletions. That's amazing. You also have Nate Lavoda, another kid going to Iowa, 6'4". How much is having another target like that helped you?
It's good in a sense, that we just compete against each other all the time. I always want to one-up him. He always wants to one-up me. So that's endless competition right there. You're always getting better. I'm grateful to have him.
Yeah. And during games, have you noticed teams? Are you getting double teamed a lot, or because of Nate out there, have teams kind of shied away from double teaming you a lot?
JCA doubled a little bit. I might see a few more doubles, but I don't think a lot of teams are going to start doing it a lot more often just because of Nate, because they have to worry about both of us.
Yep. Now Notre Dame, you were highly recruited, man. You had a bunch of schools after you. What was it about ND that you said, hey, this is the right situation for me, man?
Every time I visit, I just felt like home. A lot of things are similar to Providence, in the people, in the sense that, everybody loves the school there, and it's great academics, but everyone loves the football as well. I thought it just felt like home for me.
Yep. Do you know Nick Wisher from Marist?
Yep.
You do know him, so excited about playing with him or what, being a teammate?
Yeah, I visited him already a few times this year, so he's excited about it. I'm excited about it. We're good friends. So.
Yeah, Southside Pride, and Miles is a Tinley Park kid as well. So, all right, now this Friday night, man, the Caravan. What do you guys need to do to knock these guys off and get to 3-0?
I think we just need to come out and sustain drives and not turn the ball over. And that's huge whenever you play against Mount Carmel, not turning the ball over, because it takes so much time off the clock once their offense gets on the field.
Yep. And you're playing hoops, man, too. Now, you've been a hoopster all 3 years, right? This is your 4th year?
Yep.
Let people know, I think parents, more than the kids, always are talking about specialization. We only want to play one sport. They're afraid of being injured, things of that nature. What's your philosophy on playing 2 sports, and what did the Notre Dame coaching staff tell you about, hey, you're coming to us, but you're going to play hoops?
My philosophy is just that, I love basketball, so I would never stop playing it. I would play it in college if I could, but, definitely, just do what you love. Injuries happen all the time. You could get injured just walking down the street. So, I wouldn't be too worried about getting injured playing a certain sport. But Notre Dame just told me, they're happy that I'm doing it just to stay active and stay in shape. So I'm happy with it, and I wouldn't stop playing for anything.
Now, with all the success this school is having now, they're coming off that baseball state championship, hockey, they won the Kennedy Cup. Is the bar been raised a little bit, man? Are you guys as student athletes thinking, hey, there's a little pressure, we got to keep this thing going a little bit, man?
Yeah, I saw Coach Smith, the head baseball coach, and I was like, when are you getting your rings? And he said, right after you guys get yours. So, nice. We got to, it's our turn, we got to raise the bar a little bit higher.
That's cool. And we should let people know behind us, we got a couple youth football programs. An alum, man, Tinley Park Bulldogs, where you played growing up, man, and the Homer Glen Stallions are out here. So some good memories from them, those days, right?
Definitely, I miss it.
Yeah?
5th grade, yep.
That's cool, that's good. All right, well, Miles, thanks a lot for coming on board, man.
Thank you.
Congrats on a great start to the season. Good luck the rest of the way, man. I'll be hooking you up, okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right, man, we are going to go to an athletics timeout. Folks, when we come back, text poll question of the week, chance to win a $50 gift card, compliments of Standard Bank. Miles is definitely, he can do this, man. He's eligible for this, to win that $50 gift card. So we return Coach of the Week, Players of the Week, a lot of good stuff. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband, and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Since 1970, Standard Bank & Trust has been a landmark at the corner of 95th and Western. Now there's a new, state-of-the-art Standard Bank at the same convenient location and better equipped to serve your needs. So stop by and meet our friendly professional staff. They provide personalized service and a wide range of products to help both businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. In the Evergreen Park area and in communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, we're your neighborhood bank. Learn more at standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'd like to thank Providence Catholic football coach Mark Cognies and wide receiver Miles Boykin for being my guests tonight. All right, folks, before we get to the text poll question of the week, sponsored by Standard Bank, I want to remind people, follow me on Twitter, @DeSabedo. Hook you up on Fridays and Saturdays with some games in the area. You want to be updated with some scores. Provide you with some expertise on high school sports. Primarily football in the fall, but we delve into some other things as well, so follow me. All right, textbook question of the week. Here we go. Andrew and Samber have played varsity football 11 times in their history. How many times has Sandberg won? All right? Out of 11 meetings. Text A for 6. Text B for 1. Text C for 10. Text your answer, 708-365-8501. Again, 708-365-8501. Texter number 3 with the correct response wins a $50 gift card, compliments of Standard Bank. All right, good luck. All right, results from last week's game I was at. Oh, it was just a fun Friday night. Weather delays, late starts. It was just so much fun, let me tell you. Anyhow, Brother Rice 27, Marist 20. Snaps a 2-game winning streak by the Red Hawks. For Marist, Brendan Skalitsky, 21 of 35, 234 yards and a touchdown. He also had a 12-yard TD run. And I want to say something. Marist lost that game. I was pleasantly surprised with Marist. I was impressed. They lost a lot of talent from last year. Thought they'd be a little bit down, but this team is going to beat some teams this year, man. And I shouldn't be that surprised because Coach Pat Dunn has done an excellent job, but you know they're a team to reckon with still. Team that could maybe go 6-3 this season, but I definitely think they're a playoff team. For Brother Rice, Alex Alarcon, 12 of 28, 168 yards. Marcus Jones had a big night, 3 touchdowns, and he rushed for 93 yards. Rice is now 1-1 on the season. Stevenson 33, HF 24. HF blew a big lead, man. They were up 24-7 at one point. For Stevenson, Willie Bourbon, 21 of 33, 187 yards. He also had 18 carries, 70 yards, and 4 touchdown runs. Kevin Pearson, an interception for Stevenson. Hey, there's no, they shouldn't be disappointed they lost to Stevenson. You want to win every game, but the last 2 seasons, HF has defeated Stevenson in the regular season, and they've been knocked out of the playoffs in the first and second rounds the past 2 seasons. So trade that win for a loss in week 2 and go on an extended playoff run for the Vikings. Devontae Harley Hampton, 19 carries, 111 yards and a TD. Bryce Gray was 18 of 28, 193 yards and a TD. And Kendrick Pryor, a 36-yard TD reception for the Vikings. Providence 56, Manuka 13 for Pravi. Justin Hunniford, huge game. 262 yards passing, 7 TDs. Miles Boykin, 5 touchdown receptions. Nate Vavoda, 2 touchdown receptions for the Celtics. Lincoln Way East 23, Lincoln Way Central 15. For East, Liam Morrissey. Now this isn't a misprint, folks. Liam Morrissey, 53 carries, 265 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's a night of work right there for East. For Lincoln Way Central, Connor Campbell, 7 of 19, 87 yards and a touchdown. Nick Smith had a 6-yard TD reception, and Sean Studer an 86-yard run for the Knights, who are now 1-1. Sandberg 27, Andrew 14 for the Eagles. Avery Verbal 13 of 18, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jim Robley had 10 carries, 90 yards and a TD. Josh Sheldberg had a 1-yard TD run. Lavelle Johnson had a 48-yard TD reception, and Adam Valiga a 7-yard TD reception for the Eagles, who are now 1-1. For Andrew, Bobby Kamen, 182 yards passing and a touchdown. AJ Malzone, 25-yard TD reception for the T-Bolts. Mount Carmel 43, Morgan Park 8. For Mopo, Chester Ship, 15-yard TD reception. For the Caravan, Jaquan Bunton, 15 carries, 125 yards, couple scores. A.J. Lewis, 17 carries, 86 yards, couple TDs. Anthony Thompson, a 1-yard run for the Caravan, who are now 1-1. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. How do you not give it to a guy that had 7 touchdown passes? Quarterback Providence, quarterback Justin Hunniford. He's the man this week. We already hooked up that $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook. Handed it off to Coach Coggs to give to Justin, so enjoy it. Head out to Oak Brook and gorge yourself on some great Italian food and other delectables. The Elisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week. Marist girls volleyball player Lizzie Zaleski, 22 assists to lead the Redhawks to a 27-25, 25-19 win over York. So she's going to get hooked up with a nice goodie bag. Compliments of Lisa Thomas Salon in 2 locations in Tinley Park and Orland Park. Goodie bag, gift card, products, it's all good. And the Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse Coach of the Week, Providence's Mark Coglin. He's got these guys off to a 2-0 start. We're hooking him up with a $25 gift card. Compliments of Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. Best barbecue in the Southland. Okay, folks, going to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. We return high and tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
You can only make one first impression. So make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
If you're in the mood for some of the finest barbecue in the Southland, then Bonapit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights is a place for you and your family. Whether it's ribs, chicken, brisket, pulled pork, or any other barbecue favorites, Bonapit serves up a flavor explosion in a championship form. We also offer steaks, seafood, sandwiches, a mouth-watering nachos platter, and salads in a casual atmosphere, with the option of either dining inside or on our heated patio. Watch the big game in our full-service bar or call ahead for pickup. Bonapit in Palos Heights. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Okay, folks, I know you're all wondering, what happened in the wiffle ball tournament in Blue Island this past weekend? We had Mark Nielsen, the founder of Blue Island Little League Wiffle Ball Tournament last week. All right, let me go with the good news first, all right? I called out Ray Cantello in last week's show. We played Ray Cantello's team, and we took him to the woodshed. 10-1 we beat them. And we beat a couple other teams, too, Walshy's team and some others. We went to the semis. Final four. We were rolling, and some young guns took care of us. So we finished in the Final Four, which is a good accomplishment. Like I said, we're older, man. Got a couple guys knocking on 50, including myself. So very proud of my teammates. The bad news, I stunk. So I was riding the coattails of my teammates. I had a very poor performance throughout the tournament. I can't even say like I had a great one game. We played 6 games, and I struggled. But there's always next year. God willing. Thanks to Mark Nielsen and everybody involved with Blue Island Little League. It was a tremendous experience. A lot of fun, great memories. My team will be back next year. Problem was, I went and practiced during the week. First time I've ever practiced pregame, and it didn't do me any good. So next year I'm going cold turkey. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.